Class 8 Chemistry Lesson 16 Part 3. Some polluted rivers in India. As we know that most of the rivers in India are not polluted by their sources. However, they are polluted in plains because of agricultural waste, industrial waste, domestic sewage. Domestic sewage means the waste water that comes out from our houses. The water of these rivers is not fit for drinking near cities and industrial areas because these are being polluted. So one case study we have got, case study of a polluted rivers, the Yamuna. In this table 16.4 you can see that name of the river is given and it passes through which town and city is mentioned here. You have to learn this. Now the case study. The Yamuna is one of the most important rivers in North India. It passes through Uttarakhand, Haryana, Delhi and Uttar Pradesh. It merges with the Ganga at Allahabad in Uttar Pradesh. So at one time it was the lifeline of the people of the area, but today it is the most polluted river in the country. Many places, when it passes through the though the Yamuna starts getting polluted by pesticides and fertilizers. Pesticides we have read earlier, chemical which are used to kill pests, and fertilizers khad. When it enters Haryana, most of these pollution occurs in Delhi. More than 10 millions people live in Delhi and all the disposal it goes into the river Yamuna. Delhi also we will find out that many places these weeds has done. These weeds is usually harmful for the aquatic organism, for example fishes and other things. So it is given as that the industrial waste also led in many ways into the river from large industries units, 22 in Haryana, 42 in Delhi and 17 in Uttar Pradesh, and many small industrial units are there. They usually discharge their waste into the rivers. Now we will study about water. Potable water. Pot means ghada, water means water, able means पीने वाला, that means potable water, the water which is fit for drinking, that is called potable water. So how can we say that water is used for drinking? That must be clean from some of the following substances. Which are these? So SPM, that means suspended particulate like mud and sand should not be there in the water. Excess of soluble salt should not be there. Pesticides and fertilizers, harmful chemicals, bacteria. Fresh water is generally fit for drinking, but like directly taken from the rivers, lake or seas is not, because they may contain diseases causing substance. Even seawater that is too salty for drinking. So water fit for drinking is called potable water. In Latin, pot means what? Pot means drink. That means those water which is fit for us for our drinking, these are known as potable water. In olden days, traditionally they were using this many pots. In the figure you can see here 16.11 pots are given here and they have got a small hole on the base of it. First one charcoal is kept, again gravel, then sand, and then those after being filtered it comes down and becomes as drinking water, which is good for us. Nowadays what we are using? So we are using ultraviolet rays to kill, either it is kept in the sunlight to kill the microorganisms. Some places we will find that we are using now ROs, filter, different types of things we are using nowadays. So purification of water on the large scale. Large scale means Water is purified on a large scale in establishments that are known as water works. In big cities and all, how water goes, like that we have to study. So first of all, it comes about the sedimentation. Sedimentation means नीचे बैठ जाना. Water pumped from the sources of rivers, dam, anywhere. If it is drawn, then it is left for few hours, so that mud, sand and other suspended should settle down. To making them to settle down, some of the chemicals are being used, that is potash alum. Alum means वही फिटकरी. K2SO4 dot Al2SO4 whole thrice dot 24H2O helps the suspended particles to settle down quickly. The solid that settles down at the bottom of the tank is called sediment, that is gandagi. That is why these tanks are also called sedimentation tank. The water over the sediment layer is more or less clean. ऊपर वाला कुछ ना कुछ साफ है. Then comes about the filtration, means where water is being filtered. So usually we are using activated charcoal. These are also used for making it clean. Then in the third step we will use chlorination, that is the filtered water is then treated with the chlorine gas which kills germs. Then at last, purification of water at home. How can we clean this water in our houses? Different type 3 methods is given here. We can utilize any one of it by boiling and then filtering, because when we boil water, all the microorganisms are being killed, and then we can filter and then we can drink it. Second condition, radiating water with ultraviolet rays, means UV ray is passed through it, so that water will be clean. And at last we can use bleaching powder. Bleaching powder are also used in many places, or even you may have seen, generally we find that if any well and all we have got, then after the rainy season, when the level of the water rises on top, we usually this bleaching powder. When this bleaching powder goes, we throw it into the water bodies. Because of this chlorine, it helps to kill all the bacteria in the water, and that is fit for drinking.